This Civic Media podcast is sponsored by UW Organ and Tissue Donation. Organ donations are desperately needed, and now is the right time to become an organ donor. Talk to your family. Get the dot. Save lives. Go to heroicdeed.com.
This is your WLCX Daily News Roundup for the Eagle 1490 AM in La Crosse.
For AM 1490 WLCX, I'm Jimmy Kuska. A man is still at large after allegedly killing 2 children and an adult in New Lisbon on Monday. According to police, 47-year-old Virgil Thew is considered armed and dangerous and should not be approached. If you spot him, call 911. Police said that Thew is the lone suspect in the death of 33-year-old Elizabeth Kolba, as well as the deaths of 2 girls ages 13 and 12. Police said in a release that they have received tips that he is still in the New Lisbon area and that they are investigating the deaths as homicides. A 4K student was killed when they were hit by a bus in southeastern Wisconsin yesterday morning. According to Hamilton School District officials, the kindergartner was waiting to get on a bus at one of the district schools when they were hit by another bus. The Waukesha County Sheriff's Office says the driver of the bus, which was carrying students, is cooperating with their investigation. All classes are canceled today in the Hamilton School District, which is in Sussex, Wisconsin, due to the death. Nearly 200 ballots were uncounted in the presidential election. With more, here's Civic Media's Savannah Tomei-Olson.
The day after Christmas, the clerk's office made public that 193 people's absentee ballots were not processed. Wisconsin Elections Commission Chair Ann Jacobs says rather than wait for someone to file a complaint about the uncounted ballots, they want to investigate as soon as possible.
My inclination was that this was such a serious oversight. I didn't want to wait for a complaint. I felt it was important that the commission act promptly. And I have real questions about what all happened here, and I would want to know those answers sooner rather than later. Some of it is just speed. I thought this was so egregious that it was important we move immediately.
This is the first formal investigation since the Wisconsin Elections Commission was created in 2016. For Civic Media News, I'm Savannah Tomei-Olson.
Madison election officials have already contacted the affected voters about their ballots not being counted and offered letters of apology. Wisconsin farmers might be relieved that the Farm Bill extension passed, but that relief might be temporary. That's because the current version of the bill is modeled on outdated data, according to Paul Mitchell, an agriculture and economics professor at UW-Madison.
Prices have been declining on the corn and soybeans, and the process is used to create this support in these times of thin negative margins. They're out of date. Those floors were set in 2018, and we've gone through a lot of inflation, and so $1,000 isn't what it used to be.
Mitchell said that farm organizations have been asking Congress to modernize references in the bill and make it more relevant to current commodity markets. The Farm Bill was extended again for another year as part of the spending bill to avert a federal government shutdown. If you need to get rid of your Christmas tree, the city of La Crosse will be collecting them starting on Monday through the 17th. Trees need to be clear of any lights, ornaments, and decorations and need to be put out on the boulevard before 7 a.m. on Monday. Tree pickup will not follow garbage collection routes. You can also drop trees off at Merrick Park in the green recycling dumpster between 7 a.m. and 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. The city says they will not collect any artificial trees. Are you interested in running for a local nonpartisan office this spring? Now is the time to get your paperwork in. To get on the ballot for the upcoming spring election, you'll need to be eligible for the office you're running for, file a notification of candidacy, circulate nomination papers, and file a campaign finance form. If you don't file your paperwork in time, you can still register as a write-in up until noon the Friday before the spring election on April 1st. If needed, a primary will be held on February 18th. The deadline to file paperwork is on Tuesday, January 7th at 5 p.m. You can take Civic Media with you anywhere you go with the free Civic Media app. Download it now at civicmedia.us/app. From the Civic Media Newsroom in Western Wisconsin, I'm Jimmy Kuska for AM 1490 WLCX and lacrosseeagle.com.
The Bucks lose to the Nets. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with Sports. NBA, for the second time in a week, the Bucks lose at home to the Brooklyn Nets. The final 113-110. The Bucks trailed by as much as 24 points. Head coach Doc Rivers.
Yeah, two completely different games to me. I mean, the first game, the other night, Giannis was barely moving, getting back. Tonight, I just thought their defensive intensity, we literally didn't run much offense tonight, and you saw the difference.
NFL, the Packers getting ready to host the Chicago Bears Sunday, 3 Packer players named to the Pro Bowl, defensive players Rashawn Gary and Xavier McKinney. On offense, running back Josh Jacobs, who left the Raiders to come to Green Bay, earning his 3rd career trip to the Pro Bowl.
I feel like if you go about things the right way, you come in every day willing to work, then all the accolades and all the other kind of things, it'll take care of itself in the end. So I just come in and, try to be a better version of me each day, and I guess I'm reaping that right now.
That's the Packers' Josh Jacobs. With Sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Are you looking for a drastic New Year's resolution that might lead to immortality? A new documentary called Don't Die might be for you. The film chronicles rich tech guy Brian Johnson's quest to not only live forever, but turn back time when it comes to the body. He wants to be 18 again, and thanks to some controversial methods, likes his chances. In the film, viewers will see Johnson's routine, which according to Variety, includes a daily regimen of taking 130 pills, dinner at 11 a.m., going to bed at 8:30 p.m., working out for 90 minutes a day, and weekly MRIs, skincare treatments, plasma exchanges, and a type of gene therapy that is not approved by the FDA. That wasn't enough. Instead of celebrating his birthday every 12 months, Johnson does so every 19 months. And it only costs $2 million a year. The documentary is only 88 minutes long. I'm guessing Brian Johnson wanted it to be much longer. You can stream Don't Die on Netflix. Tom Cruise is getting into the casting business. The Mission Impossible star is currently looking for a younger version of himself to play the role of Ethan Hunt. The next 2 installments of the franchise, those would be films 8 and 9, will be prequels. Rumor has it the 8th film will be Cruise's last on screen, but he will still continue to produce the franchise. Glenn Powell was initially rumored to take over the role, but those rumblings have recently been shot down. No word yet on whether or not Cruise will expect his younger self to do his own stunts. Could be a deal breaker. Sticking with the action thriller genre, Viola Davis will play the president in the upcoming film G20. Variety reports the Oscar winner will play Commander-in-Chief Danielle Sutton, who narrowly avoids being kidnapped, then proceeds to save her family and the world. The film will be directed by Patricia Riggin and drop on Amazon Prime this coming spring. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network. Hollywood has a reputation of being progressive, but as a recent drill down would indicate, that isn't always the case. According to Variety, despite women directing some of 2024's critically acclaimed hits like Baby Girl, The Fire Inside, and The Substance, overall, women directed just 16% of the 250 top-grossing films from last year. That is about the same percentage as 2023. When you drill down even further, women directed only 11% of the top 100 grossing films from last year. 23-year-old music phenom Billie Eilish had the most streamed song of 2024. The song Birds of a Feather off Eilish's 3rd album, Hit Me Hard and Soft, was streamed over 1.75 billion times on Spotify. The song was written by Eilish and her brother Phineas. Birds of a Feather has been nominated for 3 Grammy Awards, including Song of the Year, Record of the Year, and Best Solo Performance of the Year. Looks like I got shut out again.
Partly cloudy and cold today. Our high in the mid-teens, but the wind out of the northwest at 10 to 20 is going to keep that wind chill below 0 all day long. Tonight, mostly clear, down to around 0 for a low. Tomorrow, sunshine with a high once again in the low to mid-teens. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Outside right now, it's 12.
That's your WLCX Daily News Roundup from Civic Media. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts. Find more news at lacrosseeagle.com. The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.